What if I told you that the most powerful English lesson you'll ever hear is hiding inside the most ordinary day of someone's life?
We're talking about waking up, getting dressed, taking the bus, things you do every single day. But here's the thing, mastering how to talk about these moments, that's where real fluency begins.
Welcome back to the MX English Podcast, where we make English feel less like a subject and more like a superpower.
I'm Mia.
And I'm Max. Mia, how are you doing today?
Honestly, I'm doing really well. I had my coffee, the sun is out. It's a good day.
The coffee is always the deciding factor with you, isn't it?
Every single time. But today, we have something really special for our listeners. We're talking about daily routines.
That's right, and we have a beautiful little story to share. We're going to listen to it first, and then we'll break down all the expressions inside it.
It's a simple, clear story, perfect for anyone who is building their English step by step.
Are you ready to hear it, Mia?
I'm so ready. Let's go.
Every day, I wake up at 7 in the morning. I usually feel a bit tired, but I try to start my day calmly. After I wake up, I open the window. It helps me feel fresh and awake. Then, I go to the bathroom and wash my face. I like to feel clean before breakfast. I usually have a light breakfast. I eat yogurt with fruit and I drink a cup of tea. After breakfast, I get dressed for my day. I choose simple and comfortable clothes. I leave home at 8:30 a.m. I usually take the bus to work. I start working at 9:30 a.m. I check my schedule and focus on my tasks. At noon, I take a break. I usually eat something healthy. After work, I like to go for a walk. It helps me relax. Then, I return home and take a relaxing shower. It helps me feel refreshed and clean. At night, I listen to music for a few minutes. Then, I go to bed at 11 p.m. This is my daily routine. This is my life.
I love that story every time I hear it. It sounds like such a peaceful, grounded day.
It really does. Simple, but so organized. Okay, let's dig into the first part. She says, I wake up at 7 in the morning. Now, wake up is a really important phrasal verb. It means the moment you open your eyes.
And here's something a lot of learners mix up. Wake up versus get up. Do you want to take that one, Max?
Sure. So wake up is when your eyes open and your brain starts working. But get up is when you actually lift yourself out of the bed.
Which means you can absolutely wake up at 7 and not get up until 7:20.
That is my entire life. I wake up, I look at the ceiling, I think about my choices.
Same. The blankets are just too warm to leave.
Now, notice she says at 7. We always use at for specific clock times. At 7, at 8:30, at noon. That's a really useful rule to remember.
At is for the clock. Write that down, everyone.
Then she says she feels a bit tired. I love that expression.
Me too. A bit means a little, but it sounds so much more natural in conversation. You can say, I'm a bit hungry, or it's a bit cold today.
Very common in everyday American English. And then she says she tries to start her day calmly. That's an adverb coming from the word calm. She doesn't want to rush.
Rushing in the morning is honestly the worst way to start a day. I feel off for hours when I do that.
Completely agree. So what does she do next? She opens the window. She says it helps her feel fresh and awake.
I do this too. Fresh air first thing in the morning, it just wakes up your whole brain.
Especially in spring when the air is still cool. It's the best.
Then she goes to the bathroom to wash her face. Simple habit, but really important.
And notice the word wash. We use it for a lot of things in a daily routine. Wash your face, wash your hands, wash the dishes.
She says she wants to feel clean before breakfast. And before is the opposite of after. These two words are incredibly useful when you're describing a sequence of events, things happening in order.
Great point. Now, breakfast, the best part of the morning.
Finally.
She says she has a light breakfast. Now, here, light doesn't mean the opposite of dark. It means not a lot of food, not a heavy meal.
She eats yogurt with fruit. Max, are you a yogurt person?
I am, actually. I like to add some honey. Makes it so much better.
Okay, that does sound good. And she drinks a cup of tea. She's a tea person. What about you? Tea or coffee?
I like both, honestly. But in the morning, I usually go with tea. It's gentler. What about you?
Coffee. Always coffee. I need it to function as a human being.
We already knew that. Okay, after breakfast, she gets dressed. Another phrasal verb. It means putting on your clothes for the day.
She chooses simple and comfortable clothes. And that is genuinely smart. When you're comfortable, you can focus better. You do better work.
100%. I cannot focus in stiff, formal clothes all day.
Then she leaves home at 8:30. And Max, this is a really common mistake. People sometimes say leaves from home, but in English, we just say leave home or leave the office. No from.
Great catch, Mia. And she takes the bus to work. We use the verb take for most public transportation. Take the bus, take the train, take a taxi.
What if you drive yourself? Do you say take the car?
You can, but most people would say I drive to work. That's the more natural phrasing.
Good to know. And she starts working at 9:30. She checks her schedule first.
A schedule is basically a plan for your day. Your meetings, your tasks, the things you need to do.
Is it similar to a calendar?
Very similar, yes. A calendar shows your days and dates. A schedule is more about what you need to do within a specific day.
And then she focuses on her tasks. Tasks is just another word for jobs or activities, like answering emails, writing reports, making calls.
At noon, she takes a break. And noon is exactly 12 noon in the middle of the day. Very specific.
And for 12 o'clock at night, that's midnight. Two different words. Very important not to mix them up.
She eats something healthy during her break. A salad, some nuts, food that gives you real energy.
Okay, if you are enjoying this episode right now, this is your friendly reminder to subscribe to the MX English podcast. Share it with someone who's learning English, and leave us a comment telling us about your daily routine. We genuinely want to hear from you.
We really do. Now, let's keep going. What happens after work?
She says, after work, I like to go for a walk. I love this detail. Walking after a long day just completely resets your mind.
It does. She says it helps her relax. And relax means to rest, to feel calm, to let go of the tension from the day.
Then she returns home. You could also say goes home or gets home. They all mean coming back to your house. All three are correct and natural.
And then she takes a relaxing shower. There is genuinely nothing better after a long workday.
She says it makes her feel refreshed. That's a wonderful word. It means you feel renewed, like you have new energy again.
Then at night, she listens to music for a few minutes. A few means a small number. Maybe 5, maybe 10, not many.
Music to wind down. It's good for the soul.
And finally, she goes to bed at 11 p.m. Notice at again. At 11 p.m. Consistent use of at for specific times.
And she ends the story with, "This is my daily routine. This is my life." It sounds so content, so balanced.
It really does. Mia, does your routine look anything like hers?
A little bit, yeah. I wake up early. I have my coffee, obviously. And I usually go for a walk in the morning instead of the evening.
See, and that's the beauty of it. Everyone's routine is a little different, and that's completely okay.
We're all different. And all of those routines are worth talking about in English.
Now, let's look at some alternative ways to say these phrases, because knowing more than one way to express something is what really builds fluency.
So instead of I feel a bit tired, you could say I'm usually a little sleepy. Sleepy is a very natural word for that morning feeling.
And instead of get dressed, you can say put on my clothes. Same meaning, slightly different phrasing.
For take a break, you can say have a rest. That one is especially common in British English. I need to have a rest.
What about go for a walk? Is there another option?
You could say take a stroll, but that's a little more formal, a little more poetic. For beginners, go for a walk is the most natural and common.
Perfect. Okay, everyone, we're going to listen to the story one more time. And this time, really listen for all the expressions we talked about. See if you can hear them.
Your brain learns so much more the second time. Trust us.
Every day, I wake up at 7 in the morning. I usually feel a bit tired, but I try to start my day calmly. After I wake up, I open the window. It helps me feel fresh and awake. Then, I go to the bathroom and wash my face. I like to feel clean before breakfast. I usually have a light breakfast. I eat yogurt with fruit, and I drink a cup of tea. After breakfast, I get dressed for my day. I choose simple and comfortable clothes. I leave home at 8:30 a.m. I usually take the bus to work. I start working at 9:30 a.m. I check my schedule and focus on my tasks. At noon, I take a break. I usually eat something healthy. After work, I like to go for a walk. It helps me relax. Then, I return home and take a relaxing shower. It helps me feel refreshed and clean. At night, I listen to music for a few minutes. Then, I go to bed at 11 p.m. This is my daily routine. This is my life.
It's so much clearer the second time, isn't it? You can actually hear every single expression landing.
That's exactly how your brain is supposed to work with language. The first time you get the story, the second time you get the details.
I hope our listeners felt that too.
I'm sure they did. Learning through stories makes English feel real, not like something out of a textbook.
You hear how people actually think and speak. That's powerful. Mia, what's your favorite part of your own daily routine? The coffee. Obviously, the coffee. I love the smell. I love the ritual of making it. It's my little moment. I knew you were going to say that. For me, it's my evening walk. Everything gets quiet, and I can just think. That sounds really peaceful, Max. It really is. Okay, I think we covered a lot of ground today. Times, phrasal verbs, adverbs, healthy habits. This was a full lesson packed into one story. And here's what we want you to do before our next episode. Practice describing your daily routine in English. Even just 5 sentences. Write them down, say them out loud, record yourself. 5 minutes of practice every single day will change your English. Not eventually, sooner than you think. Consistency is the real secret. You are doing better than you realize. Keep going. We are rooting for you every step of the way. That's all for today's episode of the MX English Podcast. Thank you so much for spending this time with us. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, and share this episode with someone who needs it. It really does make a difference for us.
We'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, everyone. Have a wonderful day.
Goodbye. See you soon.